This man was about to die, but he couldn't stop worrying about his dog. To help his dog survive the apocalypse, the man built a robot. He loaded the robot with dog care knowledge and gave it strict commands. If Finch was gone, its first duty was protecting the dog. However, one last step remained. He had to give the robot eyes. So he looked at the robot dog. The robot dog got excited. It thought they'd go find supplies again, but the next second, the man removed its eyes and placed them on the robot. But luckily, the base had one spare camera, so the robot dog became one-eyed. To escape the strong UV rays, Finch headed to San Francisco, but shortly after leaving, a terrifying tornado came their way. Finch floored the gas pedal, but he still underestimated its speed. In that moment, Finch jumped out of the car and grabbed spikes and a winch, trying to anchor the car in place. However, when he reached the last spike, Finch was too weak, but the next second, they rushed into the car. Soon the car started shaking violently. It didn't take long. 3 steel cables snapped one by one. Only the last spike held. It lasted until the end. Even though they survived the storm, one of the tires got damaged. Luckily, Jeff found a spare tire, but unfortunately, Finch didn't have a jack. When he was feeling hopeless, Jeff lifted the car himself, then joked to Finch, "Is this heavy for you?" With Jeff's help, Finch quickly changed the tire. They kept moving forward, but Finch's health worsened, so they stopped to rest. To Finch's surprise, after he stepped out, Jeff sat in the driver's seat and started mimicking Finch's driving. As expected, the unexpected happened fast. Finch heard noise and ran out. He saw something shocking. The robot had lied. It seemed to have self-awareness. He knew something was wrong, but tried to stay calm. Finch told Jeff to bring his suit. However, Jeff disobeyed and restarted the RV again. Finch got really angry. His life was ending, but he couldn't control his creation. He held back his anger and told Jeff to come. Then, without any protection, he reached his hand outside. Soon, white smoke rose from his palm. He used this painful method to push the robot to grow up, because he built Jeff to care for the dog after he died. Finch's words deeply hurt Jeff, so on the road, he stayed hidden in the back. Finch realized he went too far. To ease the tension, he offered to teach Jeff driving early. Jeff lit up with joy. The next day, a butterfly landed on the glass. Finch was stunned. To confirm his thought, he slowly reached out. Surprisingly, he felt no burning this time. Now the sunlight gave him long-lost warmth. For the first time in 10 years, he felt that again. Then he dressed in a fine suit, sat comfortably in the sun, and ate his long-saved canned food. But the peace didn't last. Finch coughed blood again. His time was running out. Jeff tried to help him into the RV, but he suddenly stopped and hugged Jeff tightly, like hugging his own child. At that moment, Jeff was no longer just a robot, but had human-like feelings. Not long after, Finch left the world forever, but Jeff's mission wasn't over, so he continued with the dog. 18 hours later, Jeff and the dog reached Golden Gate Bridge, fulfilling Finch's last dream. After a short stop, they moved on again to search for new hope. The end of one road was the start of another.